I think it raises a level of discourse around violence against women and allows for the opportunity for the conversation to happen in ways that it hadn't before. In the sort of early manifestation of it, we were meeting with neighborhood groups, sports groups, whoever would have us, we would come and talk and start that conversation. And I remember a number of stories coming back at the time, and one person in particular, after they had been in one of our sessions, talking and decided he wanted to go and talk to his neighbors about what he had learned. And so he had a coffee. He had invited all of his neighbors over for coffee, and what he said in his conversation about what he had learned, he had taken our material and he was doing this work. The woman who lives across the street from him said to him, my husband and I have just split up, and I'm really concerned about what's happening because when I go to work and I come home, I think someone's been in the house. But I have no proof of that. So they, as a group, decided they would keep an eye on her house. And sure enough, what people saw was him coming into the house, and as she would leave, he'd show up at the door. And so they were able to kind of support her around, yeah, no, you're not crazy, and in fact something is happening, and then we're able to support her in addressing that with him. That was, for me, that was what we wanted to see happen, and that was, for me, a success story out of that. There was another, in the early days, another email we got from a group of people in Manitoba, and it was a group of young people who had emailed us to tell us their story, and after reading our material and seeing what they could do, a friend of theirs had recently been married and moved to Edmonton with her husband, her new husband, who was becoming more and more isolated from them, and they knew that she was being abused by him, so they, as a group, took up a collection of money and opened a bank account for her to access for when she needed to leave. So those were the kinds of things that we were hearing and thinking, wow, those are really positive stories. I think one of the challenges in this work is really knowing what impact you've had, because prevention is hard to measure because you don't know what you prevented, right? But I do think that this kind of work really raises that discourse at a community level that other types of programs haven't done.